What is up, guys? Today I'm going to be building KrigsKriggen's Nether Wart farm. You can go to his video linked in the description. But I'm going to be showing you guys all the prices and kind of how to clear the plot because he kind of just jumped right into it with the plot already cleared. But I'm going to show you the full pricings of clearing a plot, also as all the material costs for one singular plot. So if you're going to multiply this, then multiply it by how many plots you're going to be doing this. But to start off, you're going to need to get garden level 10 so that you can have the netherwort crop unlocked. If you already have it unlocked, that's great because then you don't have to be farming other resources like making other farms like wheat, sugarcane, and melons. But to get started, I'm just going to tell you guys the resources, so it's going to pop up on the screen. And yeah, make sure you get all of them because you're going to need them. I would recommend getting 5 builder's wands. Each costs 20 copper at the desk. So if you just go to the Sky Mart and you could buy 5 of them. This is not necessary. You can only use like 3, or you could use 1, but you just have to change the resources out. You also are going to need a netherwort pouch, which should unlock with garden level 10, and you can get this from Anita, I believe, over here. Which this costs it costs 2 silver medals, so you can get that in any farming competition, and 30 Jacob's tickets. Jacob tickets do cost enough if you're just do cost a lot if you're just gonna buy them, but you can get them for free by actually participating in the events. But to get started, you're gonna need 3 building rulers of soul sand. This might seem like a lot, but this only costs around 82,000. So I know that sounds like a lot, but it's really not for a farm. Then building blocks. I usually just get a ruler of building blocks because I always use them. And then you're gonna need to get a building ruler of some TNT. I'll show you the method I use to just get TNT. I don't think you can buy it, so I would just do this right now. Alright, so to get started with this farm, like I said, we're gonna clear a plot. So the best way I found to clear a plot is go, every here and there, and make sure you're on a super flat so that if there was a previous farm, no waters here or anything that happens. If water overflows from any of these other farms, don't worry because we'll just patch it up later. But I would go like every 6 or 7 blocks, and yes, there might be some that are left over, and this might seem like, oh, that it's gonna destroy these other farms, but if you have the preset on your other farms next to it, then you should be fine. But anyways, I would just recommend making presets for your farms just so that does not happen. Um, and so that, you know, I just ran out of TNT, and that was 2 double chests of TNT. So I would recommend getting double of what I got. But I'm just gonna show you guys how this works as a demonstration, just so I don't have to get a ton more TNT. I would just go down the line, light some. Here. As you can see, it might seem to stuff is up there, but it gets the job done really quickly. And yeah, so half the plot's gone now. And when you get done, you continue down the rows. You just do more rows, and you eventually get it to the point where you can break all these walls. I don't have my pickaxe on me. Sorry about that. You can break all these walls, and make the plot look really good, really good. But I'm gonna show you guys what it should look like when it's done by just copy and pasting my already made preset. And to make a preset, if you guys don't know, you click on the desk, you click on configure plots, and then you click on the plot you want to configure, and then down here it says save preset, and then you can choose like what you want the preset to be, and how you're going to do it. But for me, I'm just going to click on the plot that I already have the preset on. So mine's just named bedrock, so I would just click bedrock and then click confirm paste. And then once you have that preset already made, it'll go through and it will make that make it bedrock for you, and I don't think my preset's perfect, but I think it will do. So I'm gonna just wait for it to do it, and I'll come back when it's done. Welcome back. This is what the plot should look like after it's clear and all like done. Like I said, this is a preset, so my walls are a little bit smoother. And of course there are going to be some damages to the surrounding area. I usually just like to patch those up later, or when I actually just clear out each plot with the bedrock preset, then it doesn't really matter because it will automatically get rid of the walls, and it will get rid of all of the just weird looking stuff other than this plot, because this technically is not a plot that you can get rid of. Um, so I would just replace all this with dirt using either a building ruler, or just doing it by hand, because sometimes there's not that much and you can just do it pretty quickly. But getting into the farm, it's really simple, honestly. Um, the first thing you're gonna need is get your building ruler with your building blocks in it. And go to one corner of the farm. Doesn't matter which one. Depending on where you're gonna start. I usually do the side where I am gonna start at, and I just place down. You place down a line just perfectly like that. Um, Next, then you go on the same corner that you're gonna start at, and you're gonna place a single line going the opposite direction. So you should have a 90-degree angle of whatever building block you're gonna use. Um, Next, I like to fly to the other side. I would recommend getting a booster cookie so you can fly to the other side. If you can't afford it, that's totally fine. Understandable. This should be able to produce enough where you can afford it if you farm it for long enough. Then I would just place one going the other direction. So you should have a giant U, just like this. Then you go back to where you're gonna start, and then you grab your soul sand. Your soul sand is gonna be the one that's gonna probably take the most time, or if you're building it by hand, or if you don't have enough to get building rulers and you're exchanging. Like I said, you're gonna need 3 of them, which will cost probably around 82,000. But what you do is you place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You place 5 soul sand in a row, and then you skip one. You skip one block, and you place another 5. Skip one, place another 5. And you keep doing this over and over and over again until your building rulers are out. So now that your full building rulers aren't going to be out, you're going to have about almost one left, and that is planned so that if you want to build another section, because I was going to build 2 sections, but for the demonstration I just wanted to build one. Now what I like to do for the next part is grab your building blocks again, and you're going to fill in each one of these rows with your building blocks. These can be lights if you want lights. In my farm I have sea lanterns as mine. But I would just go through each one and place all of these. Make sure each one is placed, because these are the walking paths. Alright, so now you see that we have all of the soul sand placed and all the walking paths placed. Now, this is pretty much like every other farm in Skyblock, but basically you skip one. So you're here, you're at your start. If your start point is here, then you want to skip one, and you want to break these. And then you want to skip one, and then break these. Skip one, break these, and so forth. Just going all the way down until you reach the end. Although, at the end, you don't need to do this final one. So there should be 2 full patterns, or 2 full paths at the end. Then, on the other side, you go back to where you started so you can know which one is which. And then you break the first one, since you broke the second one. So basically, when you're farming right here, you could go forward and then continue farming, and then you're going to go forward again and continue farming. And then you just, like I said, on the other side, skip one, break it, skip one, break it, skip one, break it, so forth. On both sides, this should be opposite of each other. So whatever was broken on one side, then you break on the other side, if that made any sense. Um, Basically, the farm is fully laid out. Um, Next is just planting. Planting is probably gonna be the biggest part with all the nether wart. Yes, you can probably just do it with a single pouch, farm it, and then continue it. But the warding pouch makes it so much easier because it's kind of like the seeding pouch, in the fact that you can place down and the nether wart grows. Usually how I like to get my nether wart in the beginning is if you go to the hub, and I'll show you guys that right now. If you go to the Skyblock hub and you take your Warting Hoe, and if you go over in this direction right here, behind the farm, there's Netherwart here. If you don't want to buy it and you guys don't want to spend money on Netherwart, then just take your Warting Hoe, just come here for a little bit and grab some, and then go back to your garden, and it will be done, basically. And you'll have all the Netherwart you'll have, and then you can farm your garden for it. But basically, that's what you want to do for this farm. And you just continue placing these down, and you have a full farm working, and you're good. To continue this, you would get the plot parallel to it, or I guess, yeah, parallel to it, and you just continue these paths down. Of course, like I said in the beginning, with all of the pricings of a single plot, you're gonna have to double it if you want to do it again, or triple it if you want to do 3. So if you have like a 3 farm, like this melon farm, then you would have to triple the pricings. The sand and the gunpowder that for the TNT that I used, even though I ran out, cost me around 27,000 for the sand and 200,000 for the GP. So that's why it kind of gets expensive. So if you want to mine it out, yes, you can. There's nothing against that, but it will just take longer. Like I said, the warding pouch costs around 200, or sorry, um, 2 silver medals and 30 Jacob's tickets. With the hoe that you want to farm this with, the Newton, I actually have a Newton, but the Nether Wart Hoe, which once you level it up more, it will mine faster and you get better farming fortune. But this costs around 250 copper at the desk. The next thing I will say is, if you want to get more money out of any of your farms, not just this one, is to get a mushroom pet or a mushroom cow. The thing about this is, when you mine mature crops, so when you mine these crops, you get mushrooms. These mushrooms you can make into enchanted mushrooms, or whatever you want, so forth. But you can sell them for an extra profit. And yeah, this is basically the full farm. Like I said, this was made by KrigsKriggen, so it's not my farm. But I just guys wanted to show it off because it's helped me make some money. And yeah, I think it's a really nice farm, especially if you can get your farm to garden level 10. It's a really nice beginner Netherwart farm. But thank you guys so much for watching, and that's the video, and hope to see you next time.